I first saw you, baby, you took my breath away. I knew your name was trouble, but my heart got in the way. Couldn't stop myself from reaching out. I could not turn away. I don't even know your name. I can't leave you alone. I run around in circles like a dog without a bone. I know the game you're playing, but baby, I just can't let go. So give me all your love tonight. Just give me all your love tonight. Yeah, I'll do anything you want. Just give me all of your love tonight. I work hard every day to let me treat you right. Rock you in the morning, roll you in the night. Anywhere you are, I'm gonna prove my love for you. So give me all your love tonight. Give me all your love tonight. I'll do anything you want. Give me all of your love tonight. 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 Ha! Woo! All right.
Yes, sir.
Wicked Gypsies Days. What's up, Jimmy?
How you doing?
Thanks for having me.
Oh,
First of all, I
absolutely.
got to say, man, I love what Mandy did with the place here. This is
Yeah,
really
yeah.
nice.
Oh,
Your house looks great, man.
Yeah.
She really did a
comes
good
in,
job.
Takes care of everything. Hey, everybody, this is Jimi Bell. Welcome to another episode of Beyond the Strings. And I am thrilled to have my buddy, Mr. Andre Vanchot.
Vanchot, yes.
Vanchot. See, I hate to say this, but I had to ask him how to say his name because I've called him so many things in the past. But
my name's been butchered since birth, so don't worry about it.
no, I was actually. Did you ever think about changing to Andre Van Halen? I think you got something there. You know, you got the van already. So.
I would, but I'm afraid of their lawyers, so just leave it.
Has that been taken already?
Or maybe Van Patten. Dick Van Patten's not here anymore, so I might be able to grab.
Yeah, you'll
that
feel
one.
safe with that.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, Andre's a fabulous singer, great guy. He plays in all kinds of different projects. We've played together in a project called Wicked Gypsies, which was a lot of fun. But we've known each other for quite a long time.
Yes.
I guess one of the first things I want to talk about is like when you went to Hair Club for Men first. I mean, how did that go?
Oh, it was good. The consultation was great. Cy Sperling was just the nicest guy, and we really,
Now,
did it all.
Did you go there saying, do you have any of Cher's hair from the early 70s?
I did ask it first. They were sold out, so I got Crystal Gales.
Okay.
And it was half off because she has so much of it. So they had a surplus.
Oh, I love it. You know we were going to talk that. By the way, you have split ends, by the way.
They're all in back. You can't see them.
When you grew up, did you have any music? Anybody in your family, mom, dad, into music? I want to know how you got into the singing.
Well, it was accidental. I grew up. I went to art school. I wanted to be a comic book artist.
You've always been into that. I mean, I saw the picture of you when you were in your teen, like a young kid, and you had all the action figure dolls and stuff.
I still do, so it hasn't changed at all. Except
Right.
I won't take them out of the package now.
No, because they're worth money.
But no, I mean, I grew up. I loved comic books. I have thousands at home. I loved all the imagery and everything. And I wanted to be. I went to art school. I went to Pear College of Art in Hamden, which is a great art school. Like some of the best artists in this country went there.
No kidding.
Have you ever been to the Peabody Museum?
No, I haven't personally.
Okay, but are you aware of that giant mural they have
Yes.
all the dinosaurs? That was one of my painting teachers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was Mr. That was Mr. Zappalardi. He was not Zappalardi. I forget his name. It's drawing a blank. But that was one of my painting teachers, and that's what I wanted to do. And then midway through college, I kind of realized what my heroes do, the artists. And back then, comic books weren't as big as they are now. It was really hand to mouth when you were an artist.
Did they have Comic-Con and all that stuff back then? I mean,
not like they do now.
Right.
No way. They would like maybe once a year you'd be like a room in the Sheridan or maybe like the end of the mall. Sonia Mall.
It's huge now. I mean, people
it's a whole business and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I seen it like people dress in the characters.
I think it's great. I don't have that kind of creativity. I can't even I find it hard to put together IKEA furniture. Never mind a costume from scratch. But
midway through college, I realized that it's a very hand-to-mouth business. These guys are sitting at their table, and they're literally getting paid. This is then per page, and they have to jump on the train, go to New York, back and forth. I'm like, man, I want something a little more stable in life, benefits and stuff. So I kind of merged that with graphic design, and that's kind of been my forte since. So
Really?
yeah.
It's funny. I don't know if you know, but BJ and I played in a band called the Tramps, and we played this club for 19 years.
Yeah.
But the singer of that band, Steve Montana, he was a comic book.
Did he work at Charlton Comics?
That
Sounds familiar.
He actually drew for DC Comics.
Yeah, okay. I know exactly who that is.
Yeah, so
He worked for Charlton Comics because, not to interrupt, but Charlton Comics was a famous comic book company in the 60s, and they did some superhero books and they did a lot of horror books. Like a lot of times, if you lived in Connecticut, you sat in a dentist's office, there's probably Charlton Comics there. They had horror, romance books, war books, and some comic books. As a matter of fact, DC Comics bought their characters, so the character Peacemaker, that's popular now, that's a Charlton Comics character. And they were located in Derby. And my father actually knew the owner of the company, and he brought me down there when I was like 14 years old, and he showed me around, and the guy's like, oh, your son shows some promise, and they gave me a bunch of like backing boards, like actual comic boards to draw on, and then, a year later he went out of business. I'm like, well, there's my future.
Well, I thought he used to draw, I forgot what the character was.
I know that name.
Yeah,
I do know that name.
It's kind of strange that, you're really into that. But,
I wanted to finish your question. Going back to that, musical in my family, yes and no. I mean, my father, and you've seen the video. He was on the Ted Mack Amateur Hour. He's playing a harmonica and the spoons and everything.
Yeah.
And he did that. And I remember one time he bought from a friend of his, a big player organ.
Okay.
One of those ones, with the sliders and everything, with the beats, the waltz beat. And I would just sit there and mess around with it. I have no training or anything. But my brother, he was in band. He used to play saxophone. I mean, my house is surrounded by music.
Okay, that's what I want to know. I mean,
because in my brother's room, he'd be cranking Chuck Mangione and Steely Dan in Chicago and playing the saxophone along to it, full volume. And then my sister's room is across the way, and she's playing like Prince and Hall & Oates and everything. And my parents are downstairs playing Julio Iglesias.
Yeah.
And I'm in my room listening to Def Leppard. So I was kind of like an amalgamation of all that.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
But, okay, so what was your first band? What was the first, I mean, I've been wanting to ask you all these questions anyway, because I haven't,
So, I got thrown into the deep end, literally. So when I was about a year or two out of high school, I still had some friends that were seniors, and one of my friends came up to me and said, oh, so-and-so, our mutual friend Tom, his singer quit his band. I told him you were going to sing. I go, what are you talking about? He goes, no, the singer quit. They're playing the spring concert, whatever it was, Battle of Bands. It was Emmett O'Brien.
And what year?
Emmett O'Brien. It was about 1991, maybe?
Okay.
I graduated in 89. It's either 90 or 91, probably 91.
You graduated in 89?
Yeah.
I'm so old.
You are.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. All right, go ahead.
He is. Yeah. So he told me that. I go, what are you talking about? I'm like, are you crazy? He goes, no, you got a big mouth, you're doing everything. Because I was loud, I was goof around my friends and everything.
You're you.
Yeah. So, I went to his house. They were practicing in the attic. And I said, listen, I've never done this before. So if I suck, full disclosure. And we just started playing. And I mean, listen to it now. I'm sure it wasn't very good, but I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So our set list was Cold Gin by Kiss, Live Wire by Motley Crue, Ain't Talking About Love, and I think we added Silent Lucidity.
Oh, really?
Because it was pop. So you know what? It was 90 or 91 because Silent Lucidity was popular. It was like the biggest song right now, all over MTV. So
you must have had some halfway decent players to be able to play.
Yeah, they were good. They were good guys. So my first gig ever in front of an audience was a packed school auditorium, probably 1,000 people. And I'm like, so I was literally thrown into the deep end without a life jacket.
Wow.
So, I kind of was like, like the Hall of Presidents. I wasn't moving very much. But, I sang that first song. I think it might have been Live Wire. I'm not sure. I forget what the first song was. But I remember everybody applauding. And I went, I like this.
Yeah.
This is really, you know what I'm talking about. I went, wow, this is really cool. I've never, and we did our set.
Yeah.
And then we did another spring concert in Derby, like months later. And that was it. And nothing ever came of it. So a few years later, I started hanging out with Derek Pearson.
Yeah.
And we started going to different bars, wherever. So he started hanging out at this bar, JJ's in Milford.
Okay.
Which is the only, I think it was Charlie's Potbelly Pub, I guess it's from back in the day. So we went down there, and they were having open mic nights on Sundays.
Okay.
And
good way to build up things.
And TJ and Jordan were hosting the open mic night. I don't know if Friday was at drums yet, but it was the PLR Breakfast Band. They were hosting open mic night. So we went up there, and I'm just kind of sitting back, and Derek always played. So I remember I met John Bruno there.
Okay, John.
I met John there, and he was already doing his band, First Offense. And I remember they had people coming up, they wanted to do that Temple of the Dog song, Hunger Strike.
Yeah.
So it's Eddie Vedder and Chris Cornell. So they had somebody doing the Eddie Vedder part, and I'm like, I could try the Chris Cornell part. And I nailed it.
Oh.
And I was like, I could do this. I'm like, wow, I just tried it. And I'm like, I could do it. It was just blind luck. And after that, John came up to me, he goes, hey, you want to start a band? I'm like, okay.
Is that the band you did with?
And that was X Factor X.
X Factor X with Chris.
And you know who didn't want me in the band at first?
Chris.
Well, he had a friend of his, to his credit, he didn't know me really. So he had a friend of his that was a singer. I forget his name.
I'm sorry.
I know, it's funny.
I know Chris.
Yeah.
I get it.
But John's like, no, he's good. And then, Ralph was our drummer then, Ralph Mazzacane. And then we just started playing. We started writing some original music right off the bat. And, we learned covers because you got to fill up that time slot. And that was it. And just started from there. I literally fell into it.
That's incredible, man. Did you go, I'm just curious because it's, we're talking about, we talk about hair and everything. Did you go through an 80s phase like I did with the, oh no, you were past all that already, right?
Jimmy, I could tell you right now, when they put me in the ground, I could say I never had a mullet.
You never had a mullet?
I never had a mullet.
You never? You don't know what you're missing. I had the
No,
best hair in the world.
I do know.
My hair was classic.
Well, I did. So here's what happened. My parents are old-fashioned.
Hey, even Axl Rose had a mullet in Welcome to the Jungle video.
Sure, yeah. But my parents were old-fashioned. I had to kind of like talk them into letting me have like a leather jacket and stuff like that.
I get it.
Like I remember my father saw my earring for the first time. I was like, but they were cool because I didn't cause any problems. I wasn't a troublemaker or anything. But I had a friend of mine, Steve, and he had long curly hair. He always wore sunglasses, but they were a prescription, but that's all he ever wore. And like all the girls like, oh my God, I look like Bon Jovi. And I remember he told me, he goes, dude, that's what he said to me. He goes, dude, gray hair long. Chicks dig it. I said, okay. So I started to, and I had it, I guess it was kind of like feathered. My hair looked like Richie Sambora's.
Okay, yeah.
So everyone would joke around, oh, it's John and Richie. And I'm like, whatever, if you think he's hot and I look like him, cool.
Yeah.
But that's when I started growing my hair. So that was probably about, I don't know, 88, something like that.
What did you do? So X Factor X had I remember I listened to some of the stuff, the original things and stuff, and I obviously when you're working with Chris and John, I mean, other than what Chris does now, but actually even all of his stuff, even with Samurai, he did a lot of original. He's always done original music and stuff. So that's a really good avenue for you to have started working on a lot of your own things and everything. But what you said is very important because we. you know, I'm even in. I've done original bands all my life. I mean, between albums and everything. Even Joining Forces, the very first band
Right.
I was in was all original. But there comes to a point, where everything's changed, and I mean, obviously, you see how the market is, and what if you want to actually, you can either just sit and write original music, and hope that people will listen to it, which is
Right.
which is great, but if you want to go out and work and everything, it's like, the cover thing. And it's so weird because, now it's like, all right, if you're in a cover band, that's great because you'll work with that. But the tribute thing has taken over like ridiculous.
Yes.
And I mean, that's changed everything. And oh my God, I was looking at something today on Facebook, and some of the wigs that these guys are picking up are just so bad.
I call them Party City bands. I'm like, listen, if you can't go on with a bad wig and, you're like 225 pounds. It doesn't work. Just because you put on that wig, does it magically transform you into Axl Rose?
Let's put it this way.
It looks bad.
If
God bless
ever,
them. I'll never dog anybody for going out because it takes a lot of balls to play.
I'm not dogging anybody either, but
you know what I'm saying. It's like,
let's put it this way: if I ever came to a point where I didn't have my hair, you bet I would be spending a huge amount of money on a really good.
But that's different with you because that's been part of your identity since you've been a teenager.
Right.
So it's different. When you got these guys coming out, they look like they spend all day on Sunday at Home Depot and they throw on a wig and they think they're magically rock star. It's like, no.
It's just strange, though. I mean, here
I know. I think part and parcel of that. Actually, I think a huge part of that now is all these bands are gone. There's no more Black Sabbath. There's no more Rush. There's no more Van Halen. There hasn't been Led Zeppelin in forever. On and on and on.
Yeah, I mean,
no
Def Leppard's the only band that's still out there. I mean, sort of, from that genre,
But how else are you going to see some of this music?
Yeah.
Plus, if you want to go see Def Leppard, you better be prepared to spend about $200 just to walk in the door.
Yeah.
So that also, is a big
it's,
thing.
I remember, well, like I said, I'm much older than you, but
Much.
I had going to see Deep Purple. I found one of my ticket stubs, going to see them with Aerosmith and Elf opening for Deep Purple. Yeah.
Jimmy, you got to stop. You got to stop.
No, but I'm just
aging yourself so
Oh, no,
bad.
no, but I was.
But that's awesome.
I was
though.
13.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but the ticket stub, was.
You don't even get them now. You don't get ticket stubs.
Yeah,
it's on your phone.
It said $15 or something real, or $10, something stupid to see Deep Purple, Aerosmith. I saw Aerosmith right as they came out with your Get Your Wings album.
Oh, that's awesome.
They were on fire, man.
That's when they were hungry.
They were so hungry, man.
That's my favorite Aerosmith album, by the way.
I love that album.
My favorite Aerosmith song is Seasons of Wither.
Oh, it's great.
100%.
Oh, my God, yeah.
But, I remember going to concerts back in the day, and the concert shirt cost more than the ticket.
Yeah.
I remember going to get my Ozzy, the baseball jersey. I'm like, $15. Oh man, that's a lot of money.
It's funny, I don't think I realized it until till maybe even my House of Lords days that especially on the very first run that we did, I didn't realize how much merch is important in for the bands because they make a huge amount of money off for selling T-shirts. I mean, that's they give the venue or the person selling it, a percentage.
Well, that's what sucks. I think it sucks that the venue takes and they've been doing this a lot in Europe. The venues take such a huge chunk of the merch. It's like these poor bands. How can they survive?
Well, all of that. I mean, look at. Obviously, especially with the very big bands, their contract is the money has grown.
Right.
So in order to get these bands into the venue, their price has gone sky high.
Sure.
But they're still selling the merchandise and everything. So that alone, if I guess maybe the venue feels that they're owed that certain amount, for. I don't know. It's a lot, though.
Well,
I see the
they
lines.
Squeeze everything. I mean, a $10 beer that night becomes a $15 beer.
Yeah.
And a shirt that you could probably buy off their website for 35. Well, the average shirt now, the average concert shirt is $40 to $50. That's the average. You know, even online, it's like 30. You know.
Do you buy any of this stuff, or do you do
It depends on the band.
Special artists,
Depends
right?
on the band. I'll buy. Well, a lot of times they'll have them available on the website. So if I see, I'll look on the like Iron Maiden. They'll probably come to the States next year. I know the ones they have on the website, but if they have something different at the show, I might. But what they do, which is really smart, sometimes they'll have specific event shirts. They'll have a specific shirt with specific artwork for like New York City. I'll buy that.
Right, I get it.
I won't necessarily wear it, but it's like, you know, like a tour program. It's like a souvenir.
Now, you were, throughout your years, obviously you were a huge Kiss fan, right?
No.
You weren't.
Nope. See, that's another thing people don't know. So growing up in the heyday of Kiss, you know, when Destroyer came out, which is 76, I was 5. I was 5 years old. So to me, I saw them, and again, I grew up loving comic books. I thought they were like real life superheroes. I was like, oh my God, who are these guys? They're so cool. And I used to run around my house, you know, Gene Simmons. My mom bought me the Gene Simmons Halloween costume. I'm running around October 3rd, just wearing it, you know. I just knew the visual. You know, like I saw the Phantom of the Park movie, but I do remember one thing. We had HBO way back in the day when it was just like a metal plug in your wall, and it came on at 6 o'clock and ended at midnight. They broadcast a Kiss concert. I think it was from Japan. I might have that wrong, but I was watching it. And again, I didn't put the two together. I remember distinctly a bunch of fans against a fence screaming, ah! It scared me. I'm like, oh my God, are they getting hurt? I don't know what's going on, you know? But, so that was that. And, you know, it kind of faded out of my consciousness. But it wasn't until high school, like I was aware of some of their stuff, but it wasn't until probably junior, senior of high school, I bought, you know, I liked some of their songs, like Heaven's on Fire and stuff like that, but I wasn't deep into them. I bought that Smashes, Trashes, and Hits album. I'm like, it's a compilation. I know so many songs. So I listened to it. I'm like, okay. Then I'm like, well, you know what? Maybe I'll pick up some of their catalog, see how I like it. So I went to Cutler's.
Yeah, Cutler's. I remember.
Because back then, CDs were like 18 to 20 bucks. And I had a CD player. But Cutler's would have used CDs for 10. So it was like an easy gamble.
Right.
So I bought this one. Let me get this one. Let me get Hotter Than Hell. Oh, that's cool. Dressed to Kill. Oh, okay. Let me get Love Gun. And that was it. I was in.
You were
all
in.
in. And it just.
How many times have you seen Kiss?
Oh God. The first time I saw, like I said, I didn't listen to him back in the day when I was little. But
No, live. I mean, going to a show.
The first time I saw him was 1990. It was the Hot and Shade tour at New Haven Coliseum, and it was supposed to be 4th of July weekend, but Paul Stanley got into an accident and his limo got hit 4th of July weekend, so the show was postponed until October.
Okay.
But that was the first time I saw him. It was 90. It might have been 91.
Eric on drums?
Eric Carr. Yep.
Great
that was
guy.
my first Kiss show. I never met Eric. I've met everyone except, I haven't met Eric Singer, Eric Carr, and I never met Mark St. John. But everyone else I've met on various occasions. And Gene Simmons is not a cocky guy. He puts on the air, but he's a really nice guy.
Yeah. Well,
But he loves that air about him. And I get it.
of course. You have to keep up a certain image. I mean, you know, I think a lot of people aren't really like what they portray themselves to be, but, you know.
Or how others perceive them to be.
Yeah.
I'm sure you and I get that. I know I get it all the time. You probably get it too.
Well, I know what you are, so.
Listen, Jimmy. Let me just say, you're going to get me into Facebook jail, but this is why. And I wanted to say to you, congratulations on getting, again, the recognition for you did what not many people on this planet got to do, is play with Ozzy.
Well, listen, first off, I intended to do this later, but Senior Bro, I want to thank you so much for the WPLR hookup because, you know, you text me, hey, I gave, the people at PLR your phone number. Then all of a sudden Ruth is calling me,
Yeah.
making arrangements. And it was just so funny that interview over the radio, Chaz was going, we got to get him here in the studio,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I went down there, and literally what was supposed to be just a half hour from 7:30 to 8 ended up, going almost 2 hours,
Yeah.
because it was
great.
like there was just going and going.
What happened
But
is,
I appreciate that very much.
No, don't worry about it. You had a great story to tell. What happens, they text me. Every now and then they'll text me, ask me something or whatever. And like the other day, I got a text from Ruth. She's like, we're going to be talking to a guy that made an Iron Maiden book. Do you know any specific, you're the Iron Maiden guy, any specific questions?
She showed it today.
Oh,
she
it
showed
today?
it this morning. In
Oh,
fact,
okay.
I guess that guy was on.
Oh, was that this morning?
Yeah, I watch
Oh,
her
okay.
videos in the morning, like what's happening on the show. And yeah, she pulled up the book, and it was on today.
So it was on today. But she asked me, do you have any certain questions I could ask him? Like, yeah, this. So that same kind of thing, Chaz texts me. He goes, do you know anybody close to the Ozzy camp? I'm like, and I'm like, oh, you. I'm like, my God, you went, you auditioned, you were with him in the room.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any closer than that.
Yeah.
So that was the bridge.
It's just so weird, man. I'm so grateful for so much of that. And then, of course, from there, the Guitar World magazine contacted me and did that whole thing. But man, it's like after that interview and stuff,
That's cool.
and then somebody else, another website shared the thing, and then all of a sudden, all the keyboard warriors come out.
You're going to get me in Facebook.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, too. I mean,
I go off on him. You see what I do.
I know you do. But not just that. I mean, you go off. I've seen you do this with a lot of people. Like you're not afraid to go into battle with somebody.
I will defend my friends to the death. I
Yeah.
will, because I'm that kind of person. If someone is like, if I'm walking down the street, someone comes by and pushes you, he's going to get a brick in the back of his head.
Yeah, it's
because
just-
you're my friend. If someone I don't like, I'm like, and I just keep walking. But it's a different, it's a different thing. I'm a Gemini. I flip.
But
I flip it.
so it's like
But it's ignorance.
all of
I
a
get
sudden,
it.
it's like some people, are questioning, what is, it's like
I know.
and you got the keyboard warriors just doing stuff, and I'm reading some of them.
I know.
And I was just like going like, oh my God. And all I could think about is I would do anything to go back in time right now, but actually have today's technology, like bring a
course.
cell phone with me.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
I could
no.
videotape Ozzy walking in
It
the
wouldn't
room.
work. They'd say it's AI. You wouldn't be able to get away with it. I'm
No, I
telling
know.
you.
No,
I'm telling now it's like, that's AI. I'm like, that footage is like 30 years old.
Yeah.
Nah, they don't. It's these people that are miserable in their lives,
Yeah.
sitting on their toilet. No, I never
You
heard
know-
of this
you know
guy. I'm
when,
like, it doesn't matter if you never heard of him. Now you did.
You know what's so funny is when Geezer called me to come to England, they sent me a promo package.
Yeah.
And what Geezer sent me was a photo of the band that I played with, but with the guitar player cut out. He happened to be at the end. So
He's at home, cutting it out with scissors.
I have the
send it
photo
to
in
him.
my house of the whole band, and the guitar player was at the very end, and it's like, place yourself here,
The only thing that would have been better than that is if you like photocopied a picture of you and like pasted it on top, or just put your head on his head.
Yeah.
That
would have been good.
hilarious.
Yeah.
That is awesome. You still have that?
Yeah, I still have the
Oh,
photo.
you gotta
I
send me
do.
a picture of that?
I have the contract, which was even better. The contract that I signed with.
Was it Sharon? Was the
No,
manager?
this was with after Geezer was managed by this big company over there called Smallwood Taylor. In fact, they did.
Oh, that's Rod from Iron Maiden.
Yeah, they did
yeah.
Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
And they had AC/DC, Ted Nugent. They had all these people all over the walls.
Sure.
I think Halloween was one.
Halloween, yep.
Yeah. So, I went into the office, and the contract, had everything in it. It was like a, good 5 pages,
You
and
with
I
the
have
devil,
all
yeah,
this
yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And what was weird about then is like, I'm over there rehearsing with him, and this is how much times have changed. I'm over there rehearsing with Geezer. They're putting me up in a beautiful hotel, and I'm getting paid a weekly salary.
Per diem, yeah.
A weekly salary and a daily per diem. So
Oh.
I got a daily per diem and a weekly salary just for paying. And this money was all coming from, not out of Geezer's pocket per se, but from the agency. So agencies
Right.
were doing. That's why
Support, yeah.
You think about in the '80s what record deals were back then. Like ridiculous amounts of money bands were getting for record deals.
Or
and
getting
now,
screwed.
Yeah.
I saw on that last Van Halen album when they got David Lee Roth back, there's video, Alex, Eddie, Dave, and they're talking about, the days back in the day. And the richest person out of Van Halen is Ted Templeman. He made all the money on those first 3 albums because Eddie's like, Ted got all the money. So whatever deal they had, he was making a lion's share of it.
Now, am I mistaken to say that Gene Simmons discovered Van Halen? I heard a story of that.
No, you're not. He saw them. I think they saw him at the Starwood. I think it could have been that.
He had something to do with Van Halen,
yeah.
right?
He saw them, and he went back to Bill Aucoin. He didn't discover them, but he
just saw them.
But he's the first person to try to get them a deal. So in that case, yes. So he went to Bill Aucoin. He brought him out there, and Bill's like, I don't see it. Gene's like, what? So Gene Simmons paid for their demo. If you see that Zero demo, it's in bootleg circles. He paid for that whole thing. He goes, I'm going to take care of you guys. I'm going to manage you guys, blah, blah, blah. He had them under his wing. As a matter of fact, I don't know if you know this, but he cut some demos with them. The solo for Christine 16 is Ace Frehley playing Eddie Van Halen's solo, note for note. Eddie Van Halen wrote that solo for Christine 16.
Really?
Yes. And he finally released it when he made his giant box set
I
a couple
also
years
heard
ago.
that Van Halen's first name was Daddy Longlegs.
I know of Mammoth. I don't know about Daddy Longlegs.
Someone said that was so.
That was David Lee Roth's idea, man. I don't know why so many people dog Dave. I don't listen.
All right,
David Lee Roth's
we'll
in the
get into
70s.
this. All right, so yeah, I love David.
He's a legend. I don't care. He could sit there and read Longfellow. I think I've never seen.
I saw Van Halen 3 times in the '80s with when Roth, and I'm talking when David Lee Roth was
prime.
I mean, jumping, kicking, and singing only one word.
But it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
It was just energy.
Oh, I saw when I saw him do Unchained when they came out with that, and it was just amazing. Matter of fact, they played Hartford Civic Center, and maybe I was in Montreal at the time. I was at one of the shows, and Valerie was there.
Oh, nice.
And David pulled Valerie on the stage. They were just kind of like joking around, and she was hitting them like that. But I mean, it was kind of weird. But talk about Van Halen. When I was in L.A. at the NAMM show playing for Kramer Guitars, that's where that picture is of me and Eddie, and that's where Eddie told me about Sammy Hagar. They had just gotten Sammy in the band.
Really?
He was telling me all about the stuff that was going on and everything, and I thought that was really, really cool because I knew about Sammy Hagar from Montrose because I followed Montrose years ago,
right.
And I knew he was a great singer. So you gotta. It's like then you get into that. It's a tough thing.
But did you know that they considered him before Dave?
No.
Well, not before Dave, but during the recording of the first Van Halen album, Ted Templeman or other people were considering Sammy Hagar, but they went with Dave, and he says to this day, because David wrote all the lyrics, and he wrote the melodies, any imagery to do with Van Halen, because the brothers, listen, musical savants.
Yeah.
They were good with that, but other stuff, not so much.
Right.
That's why when their manager died, it kind of hell in a handbasket.
Well, I mean,
But Dave is responsible for the videos, the lyrics. Dave brought the girls in. Listen, Dave didn't wear assless chaps for you and me. He brought it in, he worked for my sister to go out there and go, and you bring all the girls.
I mean, look,
at
you had Eddie that brought in all the guitar junkies, all the.
Otherwise, it'd be Rush.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was, and then but then you can't deny what Dave was back in the day. I mean,
he was a force of nature.
He was one of the greatest frontmen, and it's so cool that Jim Dandy was doing the same thing, and he kind of styled a little bit of that from Jim. But I mean, once David came out, all the '80s bands, all of a sudden, every singer had to be
Neil,
blonde.
all that, yeah,
you had to be blonde. You had to be really good looking.
Ted Templeman, not too long ago, probably a couple of years ago. He said, I don't know if you wrote a book. He said, if I didn't have David Lee Roth and Van Halen, I'm going to make the biggest mistake in rock and roll history, because the guy's smart and he brought all that to the table. No, he's not Steve Perry, but he didn't have to be. He was all swagger. He was all attitude, and he's what that band needed to become what they were. Like I said, otherwise it'd be Rush or Kansas. Great players. Well, Rush is a little bit different. Like great players, but faceless. You couldn't get gross to a Kansas show if you had a shotgun with you.
Well, it's especially like we were talking about the trio thing. With like you said, you don't own a ZZ Top or not. But I mean, trios are very tough because you're identifying. You got a person behind an instrument.
Yeah.
Singing. Matter of fact, it's so funny that I even saying that because I'm good friends with Mark Slaughter, and he said to me, because he's a great guitarist. A lot of people don't even know he's like an amazing guitar player.
I didn't realize how tall he was. I was like,
he's a big guy.
Tall. I'm like, oh hey.
But the thing is, he was saying, I put my guitar on and do a couple things. He says, but everybody would rather see me without the guitar being the front man.
Right.
It makes a huge difference being the front man.
Michael Sweet is the same way. He goes, I started out as a guitar player. He plays the majority of the solos on those albums. And sometimes he gets frustrated. He goes, people don't realize that I'm a guitar player first, a singer second.
Great player.
So sometimes he gets frustrated with that. But of course, he's a phenomenal vocalist. But as a player, he's a monster player. But it's kind of like the same thing with Mark.
Yeah. Let me ask you something before we get our time run out. So you've met so many people. I know, listen, we have our buddy Todd, who's, and I know you're very, very good friends with Todd. He's one of the best singers I ever heard. I don't care what anybody says.
Best guy, and that guy from day one has put up with so many of those internet trolls.
Well, he stepped into a real, stepping into Queensryche is a tough thing, especially because of Jeff Tate, but Todd is so great.
Yes.
It's not like he's half-assed doing the songs.
No. He's nailing it.
He's nailed every night.
But the thing is, no professional musician, I mean like a signed artist, is mocking the guy. They're like, Jesus, they want to work with them. It's all these people, it's actually the people like, I didn't know Jeff Tate was in the band. It's like, yeah, dude, it's like a dozen years ago. Get with it. But, Todd's a great guy.
Yeah, he's
phenomenal
wonderful.
Talent. And he's a great guitar player and phenomenal drummer. Yes.
And I didn't. He told me all about his, because we did a bunch of shows together, and he was telling me about his upholstery business. And
that's what
it's like he makes a fortune. He does like high-end stuff with that.
He showed me some stuff because he showed it to Kessa, which this is a Kessa Creations shirt.
I love Kessa.
I had to tell her because she told me if I didn't plug it, I'd get killed.
I love her. I wanted her here today.
I know she was working.
Yeah, I would have loved to seen Kessa. She's always a joy.
But he was showing her.
Next time we'll have two Asians on. We'll have my wife and Kessa.
Oh yeah, Double Dragon.
Yeah. We'll have them dress up as ninjas.
Subtitles underneath.
I'm gonna get killed.
We're gonna get in trouble when we get home.
We're gonna get in so much trouble.
Jimmy and I are gonna get an apartment together.
Yeah, we are. We're gonna get an apartment together now. Two men drive each other crazy.
Jimmy, guitar picks everywhere. Come on, man.
Let me ask you something. So, out of all and I know I've seen pictures of you with so many famous people. You've been blessed.
I've been lucky. I do not take any of it for granted at all. I stepped in it sometimes, and I'm like, I enjoy it, And if sometimes I'm in a position that I can get my friends to meet somebody, I do it.
Right.
Like when I played that show with David Ellefson just recently.
That was great.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
I had my friend Doug from Rhode Island come down. I'm like, come on upstairs, man. And he's sitting down, and he goes, dude, like later, he goes, I'm sitting here talking about Paul Di'Anno with, two of the guys from Megadeth. He goes, it's so cool. I'm like, yeah, I know what that's like.
There's so many normal people that go to see, like fans and stuff, that go to see these bands. A lot of them look at them on a stage as a whole different thing. But getting to know so many of these guys, it's this, you just don't even realize how normal, like.
They all get nervous.
Yeah.
They get nervous for shows.
Yeah, they're all the same. They're the same as us. Even though we're doing different things, it's like they get all tensed up, and it's like, everything is, you can't help it. You're right before a show, you're your body starts going. Who was your best person? Give me your best and give me the worst person you ever met that was just like not so nice to you.
Like the coolest person I ever met? There's been a lot, but you'll agree with me on this one. And it's not even so much how he treated me. I saw how he treated other people. Is Ronnie James Dio.
Oh, yeah, the best.
Nicest guy. I went to see Dio at the Webster Theater, and I was hanging outside, and I'm like, maybe he'll come out, you know? And I was there, and there was some drunk guy, totally hammered. And Ronnie comes out, and I'm like, oh. So he's talking to one guy, and this drunk guy keeps going, Ozzy, Ozzy, Ozzy. If it was me, I'm like, dude, shut up. Dio goes, well, what about Ozzy? What about Ozzy, man? Ozzy's cool. And de-escalated the whole thing, was cool to the guy. I'm like, wow. And then he was totally cool with me. I'm like, that's a class act guy.
Yeah, Ronnie took a lot of time with me with, telling me about, he knew I wrote the song, and he said, I just told him to pay you. I don't know what the big deal was, just pay him for the song. And, he told, half hour he spent with me talking to me in a corner.
Yeah.
Which was just amazing. Yeah, Ronnie's great. Who was
The worst?
Who was the worst?
Well, this is when he was drinking. He was belligerent. It was Ace Frehley.
Well,
It was very disappointing.
yeah, especially that had to be a letdown, especially being the Kiss fan that you became.
It was like the second or third time. It was at Tuxedo Junction. I went there with a friend of mine, and we happened to be inside. Remember the back area, the bar area?
Yeah.
So we're standing there, and Ace Frehley's like, have a dinner right here. And I was talking to the bass player at the time. I think it was James Amenzo. I think James Amenzo playing at the time. James talking to us, da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, oh, Ace is here, maybe he'll come out. I'm like, oh, cool. I literally had one thing I wanted him to sign. I had a Kiss card. One of the old Kiss card sets. It was an Ace Frehley card. I just wanted him to sign it. So Ace is literally right there. And we're just like standing there talking we're with James Amenzo. It's not like it's a big crowd of people. Ace just goes, let's get the hell out of here. And it's like totally ignored me and left. And James was like embarrassed.
Yeah,
Goes, I'm sorry. I'm like, dude, it's not you. It's not you.
Oh, that's
So
sad.
that was a disappointment.
Mine was Neil Sean.
I've
told you
heard
that story.
so many stories.
Yeah.
I have a Neil Sean story. We probably don't have time for it, but it's crazy.
Yeah, he was.
I've heard
he was
so many
absolutely
stories.
I'd have to say, out of everybody that I've had the honor of meeting, Neil was.
A douche.
Yeah, not the
No.
nicest person at all. He was very.
You want to know why? You probably intimidated him.
No, he was.
No, I'm telling you right now. You probably did.
He just his personality. I heard it from many people afterwards too. After that incident, like a lot of people said stuff like that. Yngwie, although Yngwie was another one, I have to admit, when he was, I'm sure he's more humble now, but when he was, when his career was really starting, after he left Alcatraz and he was becoming the 80s, in the 90s rock guitar legend that he is, he was very standoffish. But before we run out of time, because we're starting, I want to talk about your bands.
Sure.
Tell me, I want to plug your bands because you do a lot of different things.
Yeah, I'm trying. Everyone's like, you're in a million bands. Well, the question I get sometimes is, how many bands you're in? And I say, as many as it takes.
Right.
Because I just want to be busy.
But look you've had the opportunity to play with a lot of the great guitarists too around the area.
I'm spoiled. John, Jimmy Clark.
Also Joe Stump, Damiano. You've had your.
I'm spoiled.
Yeah, you've had your share of getting to play with a lot of great musicians, and now you're with Billy. He's kicking ass. He's a great guy, great musician, and I think I would love to see some big original act come through and scoff you up because you definitely deserve it. I think you're an amazing singer.
It. Thank you.
But the only thing that we could do, and I'm doing it, and I'm like I said, a lot older than you, especially after you told me how old you were and back in.
But you know what, Jimmy? You got all your hair, and
I got all my hair.
You're good. That's right. You look great.
As long as they make black hair dye, I'm good. But I think it's, us staying out there and doing, I love the guys in Beyond Purple, and You know, look, we share a drummer.
We do.
And
BJ's like, oh, who am I with? It's like a deli
doesn't
counter.
even put it on the
I
calendar.
got number 9.
You know, he doesn't. Thank God for you, because he doesn't put any of his dates on the time tree.
I look at it all the
I
time.
don't even know. Every time we have to look up if he's playing a docking gig before we book something.
I just found out he's got a docking gig when we have a stairway gig, and I tell Billy, I'm like, you can't do this date. It's in November. You probably don't even know about it. Chris told me. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, no, we actually go right onto the docking websites and look, okay, is he going to be here before we make fools of ourselves, you know?
No, I've been fortunate. I've been blessed and honored to play with great players like yourself and John Bruno and Billy and all. I met such a great crew. I tell you what, man, when I started hanging out in Rhode Island, they are a level. Like, those players out there are no joke.
Really?
And they've been doing it a long time. And I became good friends with Bob Conti.
I love him.
And all those guys. And they're just some great players in Rhode Island. And it was, you know, it's not so much now, but when I started really hanging out there, it was almost like it's 80s and the 90s again. And it still is.
Yeah.
Like, you could play metal in Rhode Island and you will get people. Here, not so much. But it's never really been that way. Not since like the early 80s.
Yeah.
You've seen that. You know, it's more, well, it's almost like kind of past the party phase now, and it's almost like a mix between the tribute and the party.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I'm just trying to ride the wave, man.
Yeah,
That's all
man,
I'm doing.
that's what we're doing. We're just riding a wave, keep going. I'm going to go as long as I can. I mean, I look at it like this: as long as my hands are still working and playing guitar, you know, I'm just going to keep going. If my, you know, God willing, my health stays good and everything. But
I would love to do something with a signed artist. That'd be great. But I'm I'm smart enough to know I can't interfere with I have a great job, and it keeps me having a roof over my head and a car to drive.
you got priorities, man. You see, you're different. See, I had put my whole life into, you know, music and stuff. I've sacrificed a lot, you know, and I've been very blessed, you know, from a lot of help. And I have a wonderful wife, Mandy. You know, she's just absolutely incredible, very supportive of what I do. But you know, it's a tough business. It has been for a long time. It's put me through hell. It really has.
And even the stuff you'd had to deal with the last couple of years.
Yeah.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that was insane.
That is literally cutting off your nose to spite your face.
Yeah.
It's like, here. Oh, I got it. What are you going to do with it? Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm just going to put it on the shelf and look at it.
Yeah. Oh,
look at that logo.
Yeah, there it
that's
is.
mine.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going back in the yard. That's stupid. But I have a few bands that's still floating around. You know, we started
Stairway to Halen.
Stairway to Halen.
That's it. You're playing all the time. What
Yeah.
else you doing?
I'm still doing streets gigs sporadically. There's a bunch of the guys in Rhode Island to play with. I mean, it's literally the
Don't
main.
forget Joe Stump.
Joe Stump.
Black Knight's
Yeah,
Castle.
Black
right?
Knight's Castle. And out of Rhode Island, it's the main band's called Metal 101. And then we'll do like offshoot bands. Like we have Maiden 101. It's all Maiden. You
have a Queensrÿche one
tribute.
that I just
Yes.
played. We just played together.
Yes.
It was amazing.
That was fun.
Yeah.
It was hot. I was wearing
No, but
those
you were.
clothes.
I mean, you were amazing in that.
Oh, thank you.
Does Todd see any videos of you doing it?
So people are like, "What'd you tell Todd about?" I'm like, "No, I'm not going to tell him about it. It's weird."
Yeah.
But he knows about it.
I know. Of course he does.
But it's like, I'm not going to. You know, Queensrÿche. I'm like, come on, no, that's weird. Don't say it. You know? But yeah, I got that. I have a Dio tribute. Actually, I got one here with Jim Hofelt and Mark Turco.
Okay.
I play in the Mystery Band, which is very sporadic, and then the one in Rhode Island is called Dream Evil, which used to be a band called Holy Diver.
Okay.
So they kind of split, and now I'm in it. So it's like same.
Well, you
cake,
keep
different
yourself
frosting.
busy. You keep your chops up.
I'm trying.
And my brother, it was great to
I
have
love
you
you,
on
brother.
the show.
Thanks
Love
so
you
much
too,
for
man.
having
Thank you so much.
We went beyond the strings today.
Yeah, we went beyond. We did a great show.
There's so much to talk.
There's so much more. I wanted to talk about your hair products and everything. He does use Your Hair Smells Terrific shampoo.
I moved on from Ooh La La Sasson.
Yeah, VO5.
VO5. Alberto doesn't do it for me anymore.
Pearl.
Oh, by the way, I promised to tell you tips for laundering your black clothes. You got to use Woolite Dark on cold setting, tumble dry low, or you could hang dry. That's the way to do it.
Okay. Now that we know all this. Ladies
See,
and
Jimmy, you should know.
Yes, do we own any other color? I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Anyways, folks, we went a little bit over today, but this was great. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Beyond the Strings. My name is Jimi Bell, and I'll see you next time.
See ya.
Take care.